Okay, well, it's Sunday morning and we've really enjoyed our stay here at the Hyatt House in King of Prussia. Strongly recommend this place. The breakfast is complimentary and it's absolutely fantastic. Emma and Christine are well rested, and our next stop now is Valley Forge. You excited, Emma?
Yeah.
What are you excited for?
I'm excited to see Molly and Sprinkles.
What about Valley Forge?
Who's Valley Forge?
Okay, here we are at the visitor center of Valley Forge. And as you can see, they have a shuttle service that takes folks around the site. So we're looking forward to taking advantage of this because it is going to be kind of warm today. Let's go inside. Okay, here we are. Washington's headquarters is open from 9 to 5. Well, we got to see that. Wow. All right, this is a famous painting. This one's soldiers being trained at Valley Forge while they kind of waited out the winter. And this is a replica of the original painting, which hangs in the chamber of the House of Representatives in the Pennsylvania Capitol. Emma, do you know who that is? That's right. Look at that. Pretty cool. Really good history lesson for Emma. And she loves his horse. What do you think about his horse?
He's cute.
He is, Emma. And George Washington, Emma, was famous for that horse, that white horse.
Especially his horse is Charles.
So look at this uniform. It is so cool. Yeah. Some really great artifacts here from that the troops used. Look at that axe. And we actually have some shoes here. And they obviously were in short supply because a lot of the soldiers suffered from frostbite. Oh, look what Emma found. Emma, these are the swords they used. Look at that, Emma. Which one's your favorite one? I like this one here.
I like that.
Oh, you've got style. It's amazing. Look at the spear, Emma, at the top, see? Okay, here's another famous character from Valley Forge. This is Major General Frederick Wilhelm von Steuben, and he is famous for coming in and helping George Washington train the troops, get them into shape to fight the British. They needed a lot of training, and this is the man who did this. Well, while life was really tough at Valley Forge, this truly is where the Continental Army became an army. Through the training, they were whipped into shape. They just had to endure the harsh winter. But when they came out, they were ready to fight the British, and they actually were starting to attract more recruits. So Emma, these are the guns they used, right? Look at this, Emma.
Guys.
This is it. This is Emma. Emma, they called this a musket.
Papa, guys, you didn't know that. They had the same style, but Mama, the horses are so cute.
Wow. This is kind of cool. Some drumsticks. Look at that. Drumsticks, and look at that, a flute. Now that's pretty cool. Here's a display on the personal items that the soldiers had. So it's not the Hyatt Hotel, but this is how they dined. One more time for Daddy, though. Now put your face down. Remember, you're Martha Washington now. Oh, Emma. Hi, Martha. How are you?
I'm not Martha, I'm Emma.
What, you look like Martha Washington.
No, I got a picture of this, yeah.
Let me get behind you.
One of these has a map on it.
Here's a good depiction of the winter encampment, the winter of 1777 to 78. And great quote here.
My name is Bill. This is a good friend, Bob, and we're both park rangers here at Valley Forge. Today, what we're here to tell you about is the role of the soldier leading this army. So the main soldiers are not doing that. Some people dressed as Bob is here. They arrived here. This area is not called Valley Forge when they arrived. This area is called the Tredyffrin. Who here speaks Welsh? The manual labor would include chopping the trees for up to 3 miles out, dragging those trees back here. Do you know it takes 80 trees to build one of these huts? That's where they had to go.
Oh, here's a replica huts. Kind of what they look like. There were 1,500 of these built by the Continental Army. That was one of the first things they had to do when they arrived, because initially they had to live in tents and it was so cold. So they had to cut timber from as far as 3 miles out to build the 1,500 huts.
They're also going to drill with learning how to march together, not only learning how to fire this every 15 seconds, learning how to march together, and they're only good as each other. So working together is very important for them.
But also you'll notice they're very few amenities. Some lanterns for light, small personal items like you saw on the blanket over there. And other than that, it's not a
Here they are, these replicas. Pretty nice. Had 12 guys per hut. And this is how they slept. They did have a fireplace. And there you go, look at that. And if one of your hut mates gets sick, things got so bad around here that they actually had to take him out of here and put him in a wagon train and take him to a nearby town for treatment, because disease just spread too quickly here.
And then just behind that, we have a replica fake oven as well. And then once you guys have your photographs, we'll head back to the trolley and we'll get underway.
The short answer is they were following their male relatives to war. But if you ask me that on the trolley, I'll talk.
All right, time to get back on here as we continue the tour. Did a nice job
And
here.
that was about 1 in 4 of the 12,000 men who marched into Valley Forge on day 1. And had some portion of that he's stretching the truth a little bit with his quote. The other key word that he uses is, of course, starving. So now on your left, we are looking at the statue of Mad Anthony Wayne. Wayne was a Pennsylvanian. He's from a town, which was just over here to your left. The village contained 2 iron forges, a sawmill, and a grist mill, as well as several dozen buildings that would have been built right here in this area on your left. Now, in the state of Pennsylvania...
You having fun?
No.
No. How can you say that? This is history. This is where George Washington lived down here. You're finally going to see it. It's not the same as Rocky Balboa, but it's still pretty exciting.
Have you been to Gettysburg yet?
Yes.
That's good. That is something.
Okay, we've now arrived at a very historic site here. This building you're looking at here is where General Washington's headquarters
Mama.
was. He rented this building, and this area used to be a little town, actually, so it may look like General Washington was out here in a remote part of the encampment, but that's not true. He came into this town of Valley Forge and he rented this house, and it was used as his headquarters. And so we're going to go down there and take a look at it. That's a beautiful building, certainly worthy of the father of our nation. Pretty impressive. According to the Park Service, they need more money to keep this place in shape, as well as some of the other historic sites. They don't have it, so they're still working hard to raise revenue. Let's, come on, let's go see what they're going to say. Here, the lady's talking. Let's go.
The option to say yes or no, and your price. Washington's going to rent this house for $100 Pennsylvania dollars. He, his aides, and his other staff members are going to be in the house. You're going to have 20 to 25 people living here.
Okay, we're coming to the far side of the house here. This is the kitchen area. Look at this, Emma. This is the kitchen. Go on.
You guys have fun.
Thanks.
And just watch your head, sir.
I will, yeah. Emma, look, this is the offices, see? This is where they work. Over here, Emma, look in here. Do we know which one was General Washington's office?
We think that one was.
We think this is the office.
Stands to reason. If that's the front door, you're gonna have the staff there and the old man in the back.
Correct. And
That's the way it was when I was. It's the original handrail. This house is about 70 to 80% original, and one of the things is this handrail is original.
So think about it. George Washington put his hand on that, Emma.
We gotta wait a minute because there's still more to
Okay.
We think it was in the late 1760s, early 1770s. It was about 8 or 10 years old when Washington moved in.
But this whole railing here is
This
still
railing and the spindles and the whole 9 yards.
spindles and the railing. Yeah.
The whole thing. Yeah, well, I was talking about the Rangers.
Okay, it is believed that this is the bedroom that George Washington used. I believe there are about 12 people total staying in this house. So you had George Washington and his aides. But the thinking is that this is the room that General Washington used. And here you would have 2 staff members. So compared to how those troops in the bunks were living, these guys had a little bit better. And then upstairs on the top floor, room for a few other guys here. And this is called the garret. Sleeping quarters used for some of the other inhabitants, some of the aides. And you gotta watch the roof here, really narrow, really low. I love this original hand railing and the spindles though. It's a really neat way to walk back in time. George Washington held this once.
Put the camp over there.
We're from New Jersey, so we live near Morristown. So we've always heard about Morristown. Washington's headquarters up there, right?
Oh, well, that was the worst winter.
Now we're coming back to the kitchen area. Emma, did you see the kitchen? Okay, let's take a look. Oh yeah, look at that. Fresh bread, Emma. Somebody just made bread. Look at that, they got a ham there. They eat here. And so that's a depiction, right? The fresh bread and ham for dinner. And some flour for more bread. There's some potatoes. See potatoes?
Yep.
Potatoes. And
I was waving at you through the window.
well, Emma, look at this. And now you're in the backyard. This is. Do you know what that is, Emma? Do you know where that goes? That's George Washington's cellar. That's the basement. If he had to go in the basement, he'd go in there. I don't know if they want you to open it though, Emma. Yeah. Fantastic tour. I think Emma really enjoyed running the steps and pretending she was Rocky Balboa, but we've had a great time and just a great place to visit, the birthplace of the American Army. And we'll be back soon when Emma's a little bit older because I know she'll appreciate it more. Right now she's been raiding the gift shop for some candy, so it looks like she wants to share some of that. Oh, Emma, do you want to come back here someday soon?
Yes, because I love the candy.
Oh.
I wonder if we can have a picture taken.
Yeah, try to teach them some history, okay? But anyway, we'll be back. This is a lot different from when I was 11 years old and here many decades ago when Dad brought us here. But what a fantastic opportunity to take the guided tour. You can do this by yourself, but the guided tour is really the way to go. Thanks for watching.